Hello guys! Welcome again to today's stream. We will be working on Humpty Dumpty once again. So last time, you guys can remember, we did all the perspective on the bricks. So we had a ton of things to work through. So today I'm hoping to just finish up all the bricks. Hopefully we can start, adding some detail to them. And yeah, ultimately, we should be finished with Humpty. For some reason, my chair seems to be a little higher than it was yesterday. I don't know. That's a little bit better. Hang on, you guys can't seem to hear any music. I'll see if I can fix that real quick. There we go. I reckon that could be a little too loud. How's this? Hope this is a little bit better. I can still hear it, but should be not too loud for you guys. Awesome. That's my blender. Almost lost my blender. I really want his eyes to be nice and shiny, to really pop. So. It's so hard with these super large paper sizes with Humpty to get it all on camera, especially because for some reason my camera, as soon as I move it away from the paper too much, it doesn't seem to focus as well. So I've had to push it real close to the paper so that, Humpty doesn't get all blurry. And unfortunately, that does mean that you can't fit in all of Humpty. He's pretty big, so yeah. Oh, and I need to finish Humpty's hand off today, so. Hello, Robin. How are you doing? How has your week been? Did you have a good long weekend? I'm sure you still have time off recovering anyway, so there'll probably be that. At least you've got a long weekend to do it, right? Always nice when you don't need to take sick days, but then again, it sucks when you have to use your holidays as recovery period. It's not the greatest at all. I'm just gonna grab the other Humpty one because I'd like to still get them taped together. I like to use this one as a bit of a reference to know, just how large and how textured I want these bricks to be. So, Sportler, hello. How are you? I hope it's going well with you today. Yeah, very good. Your dentist actually just called you 5 minutes ago to ask how you were. That's very kind of them. Very, very lovely. Checking up on you like that. Okay, so I don't need the little thin one anymore. I can use my other pencil. I really want to get my gold pencils working again, but for some reason, I don't know. I've tried so hard, but it seems to be clogged up. And every time I've tried to get it unclogged, like there's literally nothing coming out. So I don't know. I really don't know what's got it so stuck, you know. So I'll have to look into that later. See if I can get this one working. Because these are my favorite pencils. I am so in love with my brass ones. But that's okay. Hi Ren, how are you doing today? Hope you're good. Spoiler, I don't remember seeing you. Have you changed your name or are you new here? Hello, Sasaki. How are you? Bent tip. You hate when that happens? I don't know. It doesn't look bent at all. Like, I'll try and show you. Like, to me, it still seems pretty okay. It doesn't look like it's bent. And it's fairly new, but I think the pencil leads just got clogged up inside there, so I should be able to manage getting them all unclogged again. I'm sure I will, you know. You're alright? That's great to hear. That's great to hear, Rin. Hello, Dovikin! I'm good. How are you? Yeah, I'm doing really well today. I actually had a really awesome day. I caught up with a lot of my old gaming friends recently. And so we played a game called Wolfenstein Enemy Territory. We used to play it years ago. And it was so much fun. And it's a very social game. Like, you end up not really just... It's a shooting game. But at the end of the day, you end up doing a lot of other things other than just shooting. Like, you end up stacking people to get to climb onto some kind of obstacle, or you end up just having knife fights, or you jump on beds in the game, or all kinds of different weird things. So people end up being quite silly, and it's a lot of fun. So I was playing that with some old friends earlier, and yeah, I really enjoyed myself. But yeah, if you guys would ever be interested in joining in, really love that. Just send me a message on Discord, and I'll send you a link and show you the ropes. I'd love to. You are new here. Okay, well, welcome then, Sportler. We're very happy to have you here. Are you an artist yourself as well? You can't have nice mechanical pencils. You drop them on your concrete floor too often. Well, maybe you need a new studio where you don't have a concrete floor. You could just, like, you know, have a nice carpet inside. That sounds wonderful. You miss LAN party games. You're hoping you could do that again in the future. Well, if you're keen, Dovikin, let me know and I'll send you the info on how to join us. It's always room for another, always room. It's a wood shop though. Yeah, I did keep that in mind. I was like, it probably wouldn't work well, you know, but I mean, maybe at home you can do some sketches. I don't know. It is a bit of a shame, isn't it? Get a mat down on the floor or a carpet for under your desk. That's a good idea. Yeah, I didn't think of that. Definitely like a nice old rug that, you know, that's already a little rough around the edges that you don't care that much about. That could look great, yeah. I used to have a rug in my studio, actually. I think you can still see it in some of the old pictures, but I ended up taking it out because it was just a nightmare trying to, you know, clean the floor with Zazu in the room. Because I need to clean up here every day to, you know, to stay ahead of the mess. And with the carpet in here, it's too much. So, you're just a viewer. Okay, well, you're very welcome to just observe or even just lurk if you want. So, totally up to you. I'm just gonna try and turn down. Where's the gain? Is that up or down? I don't know. Just gonna try and turn it down because it does seem to clip a little bit. Hang on, where are we? Wrong one. You love to play the old Red Faction games. Maybe I've played them too. I haven't actually. I don't even know what they are. Are they like first-person shooters or what are they like? Oh, thank you very much for the follow, Harley Quinn. We're very happy to have you here. Please sit down and join our vampire tea party. Absolutely. A while back, you discussed the games you'd like to play. It might take quite a bit of time, but we'll definitely figure something out. You'll let me know. Yeah, exactly. I was actually talking to Dark Guy last night about trying to organize like a gaming night and just how hard it is, you know, because I'm not home on weekends, so it's really difficult for me to actually organize anything on weekends. And during the week it's hard because, you know, some of you guys have work and it's impossible to organize a time that fits, you know, America's hours, Europe's hours, my hours, and still cater to outside work hours. It's not possible. So the only way would be on weekends, and, you know, that leaves only Sunday evenings when I'm already, you know, taking part in another gaming community. So it's just really difficult. I don't know when to organize it. And so what Dark Guy suggested is maybe don't try to organize it for all the time zones all at once. Maybe like have every second week cater for Europe and every other week cater for the US people. And that way we could, you know, sort of cater it towards everybody. And I thought that could actually work. We can do that. I believe in us. Absolutely. Oh yeah, first person, they had multiplayer, and you'd always invite your friends over to play split screen. It was such a good time. That is definitely awesome. It's some of the best memories, aren't they? Hello, you love my style of drawing. Oh, thank you, Harley Quinn. I love your name, and I love the characters that you know your name's based off. And yeah, Cesar has recommended my channel. Oh, that's so sweet of her. Cesar is so awesome. We went to university together, and I remember just always being in awe of her dragons and her line work. Her stuff is so amazing. She's incredible. Such a skilled artist. Things are still not sorted yet for you, but you wanted to take some time and join my stream today. Well, I really hope you saw things out, Doverkin. I really do. It's such a long time that you've been, you know, really struggling. It's been months now. Cesar is awesome, and you made the right choice. Yeah, no, Sarah is incredible. There's actually a bunch of us from university that ended up doing live streams. I know Sarah streaming. I'll do a shout out for... Hang on, let me try and find the others that I know do stream. Okay, so I'll do a shout out for, Sarah, who goes by the name Cesar. She's my friend from university who does some watercolor stuff and also, black and white ink stuff, line work. It's really detailed, and she does dragons. They are so amazing. So she's one of the first streamers, I think that came to Twitch. And then there is my other friend from uni, Smiley Iris, and she also does some watercolor. She really likes playing around with, more vibrant colors, and she's also done like lots and lots of different things, like, she's made little dices at one point. That is so cool. And yeah, occasionally she just does a lot of mixed media, tries different things. She also does some gaming, so yeah. And I think the other one who I know does streaming is my other friend, who's also an illustrator, and his name is Angus. So you can check him out in the link that I just dropped. He does some more, very hard to describe his style, but it's very, very well thought through. Like, you can tell when you look at his work that he knows his style. And it's very, like, half graffiti-esque, but then half illustrated, and it's all done in Procreate. So very clean line work, very, very cool characters, lots of layers. So if you're into that kind of thing, go check out his work. I don't know how he's got the patience for it, but he somehow does. I think those are the only, let me have a look. I think those are the only ones of my friends who does stream. I know I have another friend who hasn't started streaming just yet, so when she does, I'll definitely do a shout out for her as well. But yeah, there's quite a bunch of us who've gotten into streaming, and it's pretty cool. So yeah. No, Twitch is definitely a very awesome platform for artists. That's so true. Cool shout out animation screen. Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to have a way where, we could show appreciation to them actually on the stream itself. So, finally got a way. I figured it out. Do you guys remember how you first got introduced to Twitch and, like, originally? Like, what got you on the platform? I know for me, I think it was Sarah. The fact that Sarah started streaming, and I wanted to watch her stream, so I joined up. Oh my goodness, Darvikin, thank you for gifting that sub to Robin. Really, really appreciate that. That is so kind of you. Thank you. Learning some Russian there, Robin. I can tell. You're spending a lot of time with Mechanica there. It's rubbing off. A VIP without a sub? Unacceptable. True, true. We've got to take care of our VIPs, don't we? We definitely do. Oh yeah, just a few words here and there. Are you actually gonna try and learn some? Because if you do, I highly recommend the book Russian in 3 months. I learned so many languages with that series of books, and I find that they've just been just amazing. You know, as soon if you can commit to working through them, they're really a great way to systematically learn a language. Really well written. I'm very organized, so. I got French in 3 months, Spanish in 3 months, German, and Russian. So, all works. I love them. No, I don't actually speak Russian. That was like the last one that I took on, and it was right about the time when I started working full time, and I was just not as, you know, I didn't have as much free time as I used to before, so I never got through it. I only got as far as like learning the alphabet, and then that was like, yeah, I got stuck there because, yeah, things just got too busy. So unfortunately, I really do want to pick it up again at some point, but maybe now's not a bad time, you know, because I've definitely had a lot more free time of late, so. Mhm. Mhm. For some reason, I always set my phones, like the phones that I use for streaming, to do not disturb mode, and they repeatedly still go off. I have no idea why. Like, who knows? Who knows? Yeah, the commitment is the hardest part, for sure, yeah. And if you can get past the commitment bit, you're set. Like, if you can dedicate a set time every day, you know, to work through it and to force yourself to keep going over the same things until you have it nailed and not move on, then there's no reason why you can't progress, definitely. You've always heard that speaking languages on a regular basis boosts our skills significantly, like compared to regular lessons. That is so true, yeah. I use my pets to practice with, so, you know, I used to use all my old pets, you know, and just talk to them, use them as practice. I used to have a couple of friends that spoke the languages that I was trying to learn, and that really helped me, so yeah, lots of different ways. You just know some greetings, goodbyes, and some other words. Well, that's a good start. That sound made you look at your phone? Wait, which one? 2 months ago, you met a streamer who speaks Welsh. Isn't that like a super rare language now? Oh, that's a good idea, speaking to pets. Exactly, yeah. And, you know, pets don't judge, so you won't have to feel stupid if you don't sound right. So if you're not quite at the pace where you're quite ready to talk to a native speaker to practice, you know, because that can be quite daunting, especially if you feel like you must have like a terrible accent and mispronounce everything. But you gotta start at some point, you know. Which language do I think suits us the most? I don't know, for some reason, I used to watch this movie Paulie, right? Um, when I was a kid, like over and over. And the birds in that spoke Spanish. And I thought that, you know, Spanish just really suits parrots. It really does. Cats judge. Some parrots judge. Galahs definitely judge. You're totally right. Yeah, exactly. I think cats can have that appearance of being very judgmental. But hey, you know, it's not as severe as how humans judge, so still a lot better. Yeah, you get Mechanica to say words to you and you repeat them back, even if your version was terrible. Well, that's the great thing, right, about having a trusted friend. One that, you know, won't laugh at you, or if they laugh at you, you'll probably just laugh along. So, exactly, it's pretty awesome. You remember Polly? It was so heartbreaking when he got taken away from her. I was like, seriously, worst parents ever. Why would you do that? Your daughter is perfectly adorable, and that's her only friend. How could you? Yeah, I hated that. But they got reunited again, so it's all good. It all worked out in the end. Well, how have you not watched Paulie Doverkin? It is so old. Oh my goodness, don't blame me for spoilers if you're lagging behind on the good stuff. No, Paulie's like a classic. Gotta see Paulie. And like that happens like super early on in the movie anyway, so not really much of a spoiler. You're sorry, but you weren't exposed to much of the world culture until your late teen years. Why is that? Were you not in the States, or like did you live very rurally or something, or didn't have a lot of technology? What was the reason for that? Seems odd if you're working in technology nowadays, you know. Do I remember Napoleon, a film about a dog trying to get back home? I do, yeah. I watched that as well. I'm pretty sure I watched that twice. Um, but Napoleon isn't the one with the like the trio of animals, right? The two dogs and the cat. I'm pretty sure Napoleon is a little bit different. I don't really remember it very well, but I have watched it. I think I've watched it at least twice, you know. But yeah, the one with the trio of animals was a tearjerker. Like, I don't know, made me real sad. I don't remember why, but I just remember it was like a really sad movie. Your first internet access was at the age of 17, so until then, you were fed information that was filtered and biased, lived amongst very close minded people, which is why you now appreciate and prefer a lifestyle unlike what you were brought up in. That makes sense. Yeah, I can understand that. You know, never having had the opportunity to, you know, feed into those things. And now you can. It must be, you know, kind of very freeing, I can imagine. Especially if you're someone with, you know, an artistic mindset and all kind of thing, all that sort of thing, so. But hey, at least you were probably also, you know, sheltered from the bad stuff. There's a lot of garbage. Sometimes I wish I'd not known a lot of things, you know. Homeward Bound, exactly. Yeah, that's so true. That's the one. Yeah, I don't know what was so sad about Homeward Bound. I just remember it being like a really sad movie for some reason. Maybe it was just me. Or maybe I misremember. Maybe I'm thinking of like a different movie. I don't know. There's another called Milo and Otis, but you know the animals got hurt in that one. Oh no. Was Milo the cat? Yeah, that's not fun. But yeah, I think a lot of these either like the pet died at the end, or some of these at least, the pet died at the end by saving a kid or something, which is really noble and all, but I don't know, it's a sad ending. I don't want to watch a movie like that. I hit the mark with sheltered from the bad stuff. Kind of justifiable, but oh well, that's life and you have to make the best of it. That's true, exactly, but I mean, I do feel like there's an age where that kind of stuff is harder to deal with than, you know, once you grow up. But then, you know, you're totally right as well. You don't want to leave it too late and then grow up only to find that there's this entire world of, you know, bad things that you never realized. That's not good at all. So, yeah, what is the best balance, right? We can't live in a perfect world where there is no bad stuff, but yeah, I guess that's kind of the thing, right? Who knows what's the right thing to do, the right way to live? No one really knows. We're all just really scrambling, doing our best. Milo and Otis was horrific behind the scenes. As in how they treated the animals? Are you serious? The early 90s were wild times for these kinds of movies. Like the animal ones. I'm just really glad they've like started changing zoos and like eradicated circuses. Although I must say, oh, thank you for the 100 bits. Really appreciate that, Doverkin. Thank you so much. Yeah, lots of mistreating of animals, unfortunately. Well, that's not good. I don't think I really care about seeing it anymore now, you know? Why make a cute movie about animals and behind the scenes mistreat those animals? Like, no thank you. I'd rather not. It's the same as the beauty industry. like giving us conditioners and creams and cosmetics, and I'm like, really? Why do we want to put crap on our faces just to look better at the expense of hurting animals terribly, you know? Are we that vain? Really? Humans can be pretty terrible, but like most people don't know, right? Most people aren't aware of that. But yeah, when I lived in Melbourne, they had a circus and they had two Indian elephants on the side. And I was really surprised. Like, I didn't know that Australian circuses still had, you know, Indian elephants, like, chained up like that. And I'm sure they were, you know, very well taken care of in comparison to maybe some third world countries. But I just don't feel like, you know, the circus industry is a great place for animals. I feel like they're just being used as entertainment, and I'm pretty sure in most cases, you know, their best interest isn't the focus. A lot of it is just people being misinformed. Exactly. Like you pointed out to me the other day, Rin, how was it the Mars black color in oil paints that's apparently made from the bone marrow from horns and things, and I had no idea. So like, if that comes from particularly Africa, that's terrible because we're already endangering rhinos and African elephants, so we don't want to do that. Yeah, ivory black, exactly. You let him test the cosmetics on you for money. Well, exactly. There's a lot of people who are very, you know, accepting large, you know, large payments to be tested on, and I mean that's if they're willing, then that's fine. You know, they get a lot of money, and I know that, you know, though that's a ridiculous amount of money that they get, as it should be. You know, they're taking a big risk with their own bodies, so it's only fair. But then I do feel like in a lot of cases that could take advantage of poor people a lot more. You know, they're very desperate, so they're more likely going to, you know, seek out desperate measures to make money, and you don't want to take advantage of poor people like that. But I do know one of my sister's friends who is definitely not poor, and yeah, she's part of a testing system like that. She's currently undergoing things where she's letting herself being tested on, so it's not always just poor people who go for it. Sometimes it's definitely people who are like who would like to earn an extra dollar here and there. So would Humpty have bones? I don't think so, because I mean Humpty is an egg, and on the inside Humpty looks like this, all gooey. So for me, I think of his outer shell as like his exoskeleton, kind of like what bugs have, and I don't know. But there's actually this artist on Instagram. It's not Jason Freeney. I'll have to post his work in my Discord channel, but he makes like gummy bears and balloon dogs and all kinds of other creatures and gives them skeletons like Mickey Mouse, all the popular characters that we know. He'll give them you know, anatomy and like do a half open version of their body and like a half enclosed version. It's very cool. I love his work. Very, very cool. He's also done like half closed up Barbie dolls and stuff, so fascinating. Not sure what mediums he works in. I would imagine a lot of it's like polymer clay. The physiology would be fascinating. Exactly, yeah. That's true. You're not a vegan, but you're learning more every day about alternatives. Yeah, same, Dorikin. I'm not vegan either. I'm not even vegetarian, but for me, there's definitely a strong line. Like, I don't want to use animal tested products, and I'm not a big fan of the dairy industry. I'm not a big fan of the pork industry. There's like a couple of those that I find are really horrific. And I'm just, yeah, I would very much prefer to steer clear of those. I feel like we can definitely do that. The skeletal system extends from the eggshell then. I mean, I guess it could. We could maybe have some like um rib cage on the inside for Humpty, possibly. Thoughts on plastic surgery? I mean, I guess I'm not, I wouldn't do it, but if people want to do it, sure, like go for it, waste your money on it. I'm not a fan. I think in general you're possibly damaging your body and just like making aging happen even sooner. Who knows? I am definitely not completely against it because I feel like a lot of people are born very how do you say it? With birth defects, and on occasion some of those can cause them to be really embarrassed of their appearance, make them really struggle in society. And I feel like, if somebody's born with a very deformed face, and giving them plastic surgery is going to really enhance their quality of life, like emotionally for them, to give them that confidence. Why not? I feel like for people like that, I don't have anything against it. I'm not gonna look down on them for it. You know, they were born with a big struggle in life. I'm definitely someone who's going to be a proponent for accepting them the way that they are, but at the same time, we as people who are born normally don't understand what they're going through, and I'm definitely not gonna be like, well, don't do it. Definitely not. It's up to them. So, in that sense, I'd say I'm definitely not against it. But I feel like the way that most people use it is kind of just, why? You know? Hang on, I'm missing a lot of chat today. The reason Humpty couldn't be put back together again was because the first group tasked with fixing him was all the king's horses. That is true. I mean, why would you put a bunch of horses together to fix an eggshell, right? I mean, they've got friggin' hooves. I don't think it's gonna go very well. Another streamer you follow once discussed the topic in length, and the point you took away from that discussion was knowing about the cruelty in the industry and the fact that alternatives are available. Why would you not stop consuming those products? Are you meaning plastic surgery, like the surgery itself, or like plastic surgery products, or are you meaning cosmetics? You just joined because you saw my art. It is so good. Oh, Frogo, thank you very much. I'm so glad you joined. We're working on a more extensive Humpty Dumpty piece, so this is one we've done before. And essentially, it's like a storybook, so once the book opens, you're splitting Humpty into two pieces. So this is only one of the spreads. I think I've got almost 4 done about now. So I've come a long way. I've definitely done a lot more work than I imagined before. So yeah. Desmo, thank you for the follow. Really appreciate that. Please sit down and join our vampire tea party. You went vegetarian for about 10 months. You stopped back in December, but you try to consume less meat than you did before. Well, the thing about that, Robin, and this is one of my stances on vegetarianism that I think is a bit of a problem. So my sister has studied veterinary science, right? And a large portion of veterinary science also covers the meat industry, farming industry, and all that kind of thing. And what she and her classmates, studied was that if the entire human population went vegetarian today, there would be no way that we have enough surface area on this earth to feed everybody crops, like vegetable crops. There just wouldn't. And so we would all go starving. So that is one of the problems. Now that isn't, that's obviously not a reason to not go vegetarian, but is one of the issues we have. So if everybody did want to become vegetarian, our society couldn't sustain it. It wouldn't be possible. We would all starve. So, maybe in the future, if we were able to actually grow meat, or maybe we could find a way to do farming, like vegetable farming, more sustainably, I think that could work. But I mean, that's one of the problems. The other problem I have is, it is really a lot of effort if you are going to be vegetarian to eat healthy. I mean, it's already hard to eat healthy if you eat meat, but if you go vegetarian, you have to be very careful. Like, you are going to get a lot of deficiencies. So the biggest reason for me why I don't do it is, purely because I would really struggle to stay healthy. That is my biggest reason. But I have a much bigger problem with the dairy industry than I do with say let's say beef, because cattle that are eaten as beef, right? They at least live a good life. They go out on nice pastures, and their life ends. But their life wasn't torture. Whereas the dairy industry, I've been to a dairy farm. It is not a pretty sight. Those poor cows are bred to the point where they can barely walk. Like, their legs are so sore and swollen. Their udders are so swollen. It is not a pretty sight. So I have a much bigger problem with the dairy industry than I do with the beef industry. But yeah, it would definitely, like, in an ideal world, none of us would have to kill any animals, and that would be wonderful. And I really hope that time of the day comes. I would very much love that. You gained weight when you went vegetarian. Really? That is actually interesting. I wouldn't have known that. Is the yolk fertilized? This race of anthropomorphic egg people must have difficulty sustaining a viable population. Oh, you're meaning Humpty. Who knows? Who knows? Absolutely, 7 billion plus people turning vegan would be crazy. The key is to find the perfect balance that suits individual physiology. That's true, exactly, Dovikin. And like the other problem is, I've heard from a lot of, some people go vegan or vegetarian and they're perfectly fine, right? Some actually feel better. And then you get some people who go vegetarian and they feel like their brains are foggy or they can't think, they get tired. Maybe they aren't eating properly, I don't know, but our bodies are very complex and we don't properly understand them yet, not in every way. And I think there's still a lot about our diets that, we haven't quite uncovered. And if, maybe if we force the entire population to eat a certain way, it could be at their detriment, we don't know. So I don't know. I don't think we're quite there yet where it's sustainable for a large population. It would be really lovely if it could be. But I feel like if we made progress on, I don't know, maybe growing meat or something, I'm not sure. I haven't really researched into growing meat that much to know that's healthy either, so I mean, that's a whole different debate, right? All you can think about now is applying science and grit to the Humpty story. What do you mean, science and grit? Yeah, it's terrible. Vivi got you onto some different dairy-free products, so you're glad for that you're glad for that. Otherwise, you don't think you would have tried other options. Well, that's really awesome. I'm so happy for you, Robin. It's possible that your body reacted to deficiency of certain nutrients in an unexpected way. The same happened to you when you gave up sugar, lost weight for a few months, but then hit a plateau, no loss or gain. That is very interesting. Darbikin, thank you so much for gifting that gifted sub to Ian. Hello, Ian, how are you? I hope you're doing well. So kind of Darbikin to have gifted you that sub. Humpty Dumpty was deliberately pushed off the castle wall while trying to protest the king, who made a show out of sending all of his horses and men to try and help, but secretly, he didn't care. That does sound like a very plausible story. Very plausible story. Poor Humpty and his fellow egg race, right? It is so tragic. Hi there, it's way too early here and you should sleep, but you can't. So you'll be here for a short moment. You miss it to be here. How am I doing? Oh, Ian, that is so lovely. Thank you for stopping by. Yeah, I'm doing really well. I hope you get some sleep soon though, because it's really awful when you can't get to sleep, right? So sad for you. Is Kalita sleeping though? Like, is she back to work yet? I'm guessing you're done with all those 24 hours long streams, because those would definitely shred your, your body clock. You're alive, doing okay for now, but yeah, missed you guys. You were surprised, you thought you were eating quite well, but apparently not. Well, that's the thing, right, Robin? With a lot of these diet things, you think you know what you're doing, but you don't know what you don't know, and that's the problem. Like, I look back at how I did my art portfolio, when I was straight out of uni, right? And I thought, I'm doing everything the right way, I know what I'm doing, my work is great. And now, if I look back on that, I can see all the flaws and all the mistakes I made. And that's just because I've got more knowledge now, you know? But now, I don't know the things that I'm supposed to know now that I might know in 10 years. So with a lot of these diets, we don't know. We can't know until we've done the wrong thing, and it comes at the expense of your body, so it's a very big risk. But in saying that, I will add, I'm definitely not against being vegetarian in any way. In fact, I actually do wish I could be. You know, I really admire that. I definitely do. And I will greatly support any ventures in the future to try and, you know, minimize or eradicate us eating animals, so. As long as it's sustainable and we won't all starve and go hungry, you know? I mean, we gotta all stay alive. Your depression keeps you awake. You're done with winter. Winter is like one of the most depressing seasons, isn't it? Are you almost through it? I imagine so. Because we're just about to enter into winter. So that would mean that you guys should be entering out. As a sapient ovum, Humpty Dumpty was trying to advocate on behalf of his people. Exactly! You're so right, and the king didn't take too kindly or didn't listen to him. Had information that the king was hard-boiling his cousins. Oh goodness. Now that is one grim story. That is definitely one grim story. Carletta is not working, she lost her work, but the good thing is, she started with streaming on her own channel now. She got her affiliate 2 days ago, and did a celebration stream yesterday. That is awesome news, Ian. I am so happy for her. Melissa, how are you? I'm so happy you joined us. Thank you so much for the raid. Were you streaming? What were you working on? Please drop a link to a picture. If you want to drop it in Discord, if you don't have a link, please do that and I'll have a look. Thank you so much. You need to go shower and go to the post office before they close. You'll be back a bit later. See you. Guys, we just had a shout out for the beautiful Queen Melisandre. If you guys could please give her a follow, check out her stuff. She is an amazing member of our community. She's got an adorable pet and she makes really awesome artwork. You were only gaming? Okay, playing some Skyrim. I've never played Skyrim. My sister has it. I don't have it, but I've heard it's a great game. Hello, Dev! You made it! How's your painting coming along? I really love that dragon you did. It's amazing. Oh, thank you for the resub, Melissa. Really, really appreciate that. 3 months in a row. Thank you very much for that. So what were you doing in Skyrim? Do tell. Do tell. You haven't done any painting. You were playing Age of Empires 2. The high definition edition, like the newest one, or do you just have the classic one? You know what I always do in that game? I play Persians, because they have the elephants, and I find the elephants so cute and adorable. But you have to, like, you have to pay 200 gold, I think, and 200... Is it 200 gold and 200 food? I know it's 200 gold. You have to pay that much gold for just one elephant. And then you also have a limit on the amount of units you're allowed to have. So what I always end up doing is building as many elephants as I can, and then not wanting to send any one of them in battle. So I'll have like this group of monks surrounding my elephants, healing them and, you know, converting them back to me if they get converted elsewhere. So yeah, I don't play the game very competitively. I play it way too emotionally. I love my elephants. Now I just want to play Age of Empires again just to see my elephants. They're so cute and I love the sounds they make. Really adore them. You hope you get out of your winter soon. Last week was 23 degrees Celsius, but today it was snowing. How does that work? How can you have 23 degrees Celsius and then snow the next day? That is crazy. It's like it can't make up its mind. Yeah, the definitive edition. Isn't there like a new one after that now? I think I saw a new one, like an even newer one, like more high def or whatever. You were just exploring around, turned in some bounties and 4 bandits, killed some witches for books. Okay. Cute elephants, that's totally fair. You were just running around with samurais. Ooh, the samurais are really cool too. I like them. Age of Empires 2, Skyrim. In your eyes, we will always be... You guys will always be awesome. As in, who? That's called the Netherlands. Always weird winner. They have DLC for Lords of the West that has 2 new civilizations. The Definitive Edition has the Enhanced Edition graphics DLC for free. Ah, right. Okay, I didn't know that. Do you still wonder about the fascinating thing in Age of Empires? 10 elephants fit on a ship, but 11 archers don't. Yeah, like, how do you manage that? No, it makes no sense. No sense at all. How can you fit that many elephants? First of all, the size of the elephants offshore next to the ship You wouldn't even be able to fit one elephant on there. So yeah, it's definitely not to scale, but even at that, how can they get past the fact that you can't fit that many arches on, right? It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. So how many of you guys on here, just out of interest, have the game Among Us? Or how much is it? I'm pretty sure it's like, I think it's like $12. Let me check. I've never played it before, but I'm considering a game that we could all play together and would all be interested in playing together, and apparently this one's great for communities. So it looks like it's like $7.50. It's not very expensive. So how many of you guys on here either already have it um or would be interested in getting it for a gaming night that we could all arrange together? It's probably $5, I guess. Hello, Alex! Thank you so much for the resub. How are you? 3 months in a row, thank you. Really appreciate that. How have you been, Alex? We've just asked everybody, do they have the game Among Us on Steam or just have the game Among Us in general? And if so, or if not, would you be interested in buying it for like $5? It's free on mobile, but can you play, if you play on mobile, would you be able to play with people who play on desktop? That's the question. Among Us, $7.50 Australia on Steam. Exactly, yeah. So do you have the game, Dev? You've been good, thanks. How am I? Well, that's good to hear. I'm really happy to hear that. Yeah, I've been really good. Probably been a little less busy lately. I haven't been streaming as much, but I've done a lot of like family events and things that, you know, has sort of taken my focus a little bit more of late. So I think in the coming few weeks I'll be a lot more present on more regular streams and also do longer streams in general. So probably be more on Twitch sometime soon, and that's why I'm also considering, you know, us doing some gaming events, you know, joining up and doing some of that. That'll be fun. Yeah, you just need the room code. Ah, right. So it's kind of like, what's that? Jack in the Box games, or I don't know, some Twitch things that allows you to, you know, play the game and you only need a room code. It's pretty cool. Really pretty cool. Jackbox, exactly. Yeah, that's the one. I'm pretty sure I've got Drawful too, so if you guys would be keen on playing like a group drawing game, or you could do that. I'm not sure how many players are allowed to enter at once, but it's not too difficult, you know. We can take turns and things like that. Like, I'm considering doing it on group chat, on voice chat on Discord. That would be fun. You know, all of us can hop on and join in the drawing. I'm kind of running out of space here for Humpty on my table because, like, the camera is in the way on my desk and the keyboard's in the way and everything's in the way. Adam Hendricks, hello! Thank you so much for the follow. Really appreciate that. Among Us has no high-end graphics requirements, so it's easy for anyone without a dedicated gaming PC. Organizing a small session would be easy, Necker. Okay, well, we can maybe look at doing that. Your drawing skills are comically bad. How come? How come you feel that way? Sometimes we just get rusty, you know, like, I know I didn't draw for a very long time and I got incredibly rusty. It was so hard. You know what was one of the funniest things? Whenever we had a uni break in art school, as soon as we came back, our hands would be so stiff we couldn't draw anything, and our teacher would be like, okay, for the next hour, I want you guys to just draw as much as you can and get back in the flow of things. Because he knew we wouldn't be able to draw. It was hilarious. Gartic Phone is really fun. Played it in a few Discords. Let me see, what is Gartic Phone? I don't know this game. Is that like a phone game? The Tower Phone game. So how do you play this? Invite your friends to a voice Discord. Each player must write a quirky sentence. You gotta explain this, Storybook. How do you play this? You remember we also spoke about Pictionary type games before. I think Drawful 2, I'm pretty sure, is like a Pictionary game. Let me have a look again. Wait, you? Hang on. Did I get that wrong? Oh, no, you, Alex. Sorry, you, Alex. You gotta explain to us how does Gartic Phone work, because it doesn't show a lot on the website. Let me have a look. Please close the pop-up. So, yeah, it challenges players to draw ridiculous prompts on their smartphones and tablets. So essentially, Drawful 2 is just another version of Pictionary. I just got it because it's much easier to invite people with just a code, and I think you can have more people playing at once. So that'll be fun. It's hilarious, like totally hilarious. Now I'm gonna blend away, right? Gotta blend all of this smoothly. And then I can start adding proper texture, like like I did in the previous one, you know? So we're gonna be blending for quite a while, I can tell. I don't know, should I start on that side or should I start on this side? On this side. You'd love to play Don't Starve together soon. Well, how many of us are... You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get you guys to join, to sign up to a gaming role on my Discord, so that those of you who are interested in gaming nights and things, we can get an idea. I'll run a few polls of who has which games, and then you can also get to sign up to the announcements regarding our gaming nights, so that, you know, the people who, you know, I don't want to spam everybody in my Discord with gaming events. You know, they've obviously joined my Discord as an art channel, I guess, so they don't want to constantly get gaming night announcements. I don't want to drive them away. But for those of you who do want to attend those, you're welcome to sign up or sign off the gaming events if you like. And yeah. I can also make a group on Steam, like a club or whatever. Yeah, that's a good idea, Rin. Like, just call it the Necromancers. That's a good idea. And then all of those of us who, you know, are on my Discord can join that up, and then it's a lot easier to see who has which games. That is a good point. I think I'm going to turn Humpty Dumpty upside down, and then it should be a little bit easier. Then I won't, you know, smudge as much. I really want to get myself, like, for winter, because in winter my hands get so cold. I know I can't really complain, right, Ian, because we don't even have the temperatures you guys have, and we don't even get snow. But it gets so cold, and you know, I've decided this winter, I'm gonna get myself fingerless skeleton gloves, because it'll help with the smudging, and it'll help with the cold. Necromancers is adorable. That's good. I'm glad you like the name. That's an awesome name. Well, it's kind of what I've been calling you guys on my Discord group. As members, you know, so... I really want to make this side of the wall quite, you know, quite dark, because, well, this side of the wall has to be shaded. How do you get roles in the Discord? So I haven't quite set it up yet, Def. What I've done is the people who are currently in my gaming Discord, so in the Great Gaming role, those people have just been old clan friends and things, so I've manually assigned them, and they've also been the people who have sent me their Steam profiles and things, so I've got them actually added on Steam. But what I'm thinking of doing is I'll create a post in the gaming section, and then I'll tag all of you and give you the opportunity to sign up to that role, and if you do, you'll get the gaming role, and then that way, as soon as I make a gaming announcement, only the people who've signed up to that role will receive it, so it should bother a lot less people, hopefully. That is the idea, so. In about 2 months, you will be working from an office again, depending on how the COVID situation goes, so joining streams is going to be very difficult, let alone games, but you suppose weekend gaming would be good. Yeah, I mean, if I ever have like a Sunday that I can try and organize a gaming session for us all, I can definitely do that, for sure, yeah. You feel like the most people just mute the overall channel and popping in to see what's up on most Discords. Exactly. That's so true, Savage Man. Like, I only have a few channels that I regularly visit that I don't mute, and because it's just too much, you know, it's you can't pay attention to that many. It's way too much. But yeah, most of the time it's like my close friends and people that I, you know, interact with regularly. I'll be on their channels and not have them muted. But channels that I've just joined to want to be a part of the community, in general, unfortunately, I do mute them. This Stonehenge is gonna Stonehenge or Henge? I'm confused now. Anyway, this stone wall is going to be the biggest part of the entire book. The most work of all. So I'm gonna be so proud of myself if I've nailed that. Really so proud. Because I hate it. I really don't enjoy working through still life like this. I much prefer drawing characters that are sentient, you know. Just more my thing. It's like Pictionary and Telephone in the same game. Everyone writes a phrase at the start. Person A draws one of the phrases at random. Person B has to guess what the drawing is, and then person C has to draw that, and it keeps going until everyone has drawn and guessed. Everyone is drawing at the same time, so no one waits. That's pretty cool, Alex. It kind of sounds like Draw for Two or Pictionary, but just like a live simultaneous version. I should look into that. Thank you so much for the follow, Turbo Cilantro. Really appreciate that. How close are we to reaching 1K now? Let me have a look. It's too small for me to see over there. So we're at 881, guys. We're almost gonna hit 1K this month, I'm pretty sure. You're in like 30 different Discord servers. The sheer amount of activity that goes on in them. It's amazing to see so many people come together on an online platform, sharing their lives, interests, etc. That is so true, Dovakin, and I think Discord communities can be super wholesome. Hello, Neka. Good luck with the shading. You're gonna practice doing lines and overall get more comfortable with your shoulder. Well, hello, lovely donut. I'm so glad you've popped by. I really hope the lines are gonna come out the way that you want them to. It's difficult to explain, but it's good fun. Oh, I can totally imagine that. I think with, you know, the voice aspect as well, it can be hilarious. 1K, woohoo. Exactly, we're so close, so close. You love the surreal or creepy art? Well, that's awesome. You're here for the art vibes. You've come to just the right place, Turbo Cilantro. I'll show you some of the stuff we did last week. Give me one sec. I'll show you just a couple. So this is Nurse from Dead by Daylight. She's really creepy. She's just one of my favorite characters. I know she's originally from Silent Hill, but I got to know her from Dead by Daylight, so that's why I called her that. So she was done in ink and watercolor, and also a little bit of white pencil, and a little bit of gouache for the blood splatter. And then I did a little kind of a nurse character, but she's also got her little mouse friend over here, also done in watercolor as well. So we really do love the creepy drawings over here. You can probably tell. A bit of a less creepy one, and this is one of Dovahkiin's favorites, is My Dear Darling Dino. And this one's also done in watercolors. Did this one, sketched this one a long time ago actually. And then I've got my little witch and her flying piglet. So usually we do a lot of watercolor, but at the moment we've been much more into finishing off this relentless book that I'm working on. That's like an endless project. I also did this little duo of romantic pumpkin couple last Drawloween. It was a lot of fun. A lot of my watercolor paintings I did last year. I still did a few this year, but I definitely did plenty last year. And then I also did my little piglet duo. So yeah, usually we do more of this kind of stuff. I also do oil painting, so if you're into oil painting, that's like my favorite thing. But I do love sketching, I do love watercolors. You love Dino? Oh, you like Cute and Creepy, that's awesome. You do a little bit of art as well, but mostly portraits. Like portraits of people or portraits of animals. Do you do them in like acrylics or do you do them in graphite? What's your favorite medium? Yeah, Dovahkiin's another big portrait artist over here. Done a few portraits of us streamers, which is really cool. I should keep your stuff on standby, Dovahkiin, so I can always show people when they come around. I should definitely do that. I'll save it after the stream and then... because I tend to talk about it a lot. And then whenever I want to show people, I'm like, I don't have it on file. It's gonna take me ages. Yeah, you like faces, you guess. Faces are really awesome because they're so full of expression. They can say so many things, aren't they? Give you a few minutes, you can see if you can compile them. That would be great. Yeah, I'm gonna save it like on a folder on my desktop so that whenever I'm streaming, yeah, I can show it off. So much stuff, you're overstimulated. You're gonna start drawing. That's awesome, lovely donut. We want to be inspiring. Do show us your work. Like if you do something, go and post it in the Discord. And then we can all see what you came up with. And then we can be inspired in turn, you know? That's the whole idea. I feel like when my bricks get to this point, I sort of just let loose and kind of just fall in the flow and it becomes... I don't think as much anymore, you know? I actually start to enjoy it a little bit more than, you know, when it's all rigid and just straight lines and yeah, I'm not a huge fan. Definitely not a huge fan, but I like giving them grooves and dents and leaves and all kinds of different little defects. Definitely need to clean my hands because I'm getting a lot of smudging. Oh dear. The defects give them personality. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, that's what we did with the other page of Humpty, you know. We had all the vines coming down, and then we had, you know, little dents and indents, or the grooves of the stone. So, yeah, I like that bit. I like the bit where I can start, you know, varying the lines and everything, so. Oh, for sure. Thank you, Neka. And what you're gonna do, what I suggest, you're like, okay, you want to keep studying from the course of Draw a Box and learn to do all of this good stuff towards construction with developed values before and after that. But what do I suggest you to mix with that studying? I would say probably just mix with that studying some personal work, you know? Give yourself some time to draw from your head, like play around, you know? Keep a little, like, get a moleskin sketchbook or even like just any cheap sketchbook. Even the ones with like the wiring, and those are fine. And just keep a sketchbook like that and that you don't care about a lot. And do a drawing a day. Just anything, yeah, like doodling, exactly. And draw whatever you like. You know, if you feel like drawing a bird that day, draw a bird. It might come out really terrible because you didn't use a reference, or you may feel like using a reference, but you didn't spend a lot of time on it. But essentially that output is gonna free your mind and sort of allow you to grow. And not just grow, because when you're constantly drawing off references, you're learning to draw in a structured way, but you also want to learn to draw from your own head. So I would say that that is a great way to practice a bit of both. You know, it's good to draw off references to educate yourself and become more accurate as an artist. And, you know, it's not just about being accurate. Like, you can look at a great example is. Hang on, I can find his name and I can show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. I think it's Chris Reiniak? I'm not sure. But I'm gonna show you guys some example on his Instagram page. And I thought that's such a great idea, you know? Hang on, what is happening? So, some time ago, he drew some fish. I'll open both of them up. Yeah, those are both fish. Okay. Imagination is amazingly important. Accuracy isn't necessary. Accuracy makes chicken lines. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so I'll show you an example. And then we'll talk a bit about it. Okay, so this is the post that Chris made. Let me just wait for the lag to pass.